Hey, what's up? My name is Ange. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have yet another Throne of Glass reading vlog, and in today, we are going to be reading The Assassin's Blade. Although this book is the prequel, I decided to read it forthright. I read Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, and then I'm reading this one, so this is fourth. This is a collection. I think there are 5 stories in here. Yeah, The Assassin and the Pirate Lord, then The Assassin and the Healer, The Assassin in the Desert, The Assassin in the Underworld, and finally The Assassin in the Empire. It's pretty, like, decently big. For some reason, I did not think it was this big. I always thought this one was shorter. It's 435 pages. I actually did start it, if you see my bookmark here. I'm only on chapter 4, so I'm only about, like, barely 30 pages in. But this one is about the twist of a knife, the birth of a legend. Selena Sarduthian is her kingdom's most feared assassin. Though she works for the powerful Assassin's Guild and scheming master, gotta butcher the name, Arobin Hamel, she yields to no one and trusts only her fellow killer for hire, Sam. But when Arobin dispatches her on missions that take her from remote islands to hostile deserts, Selena finds herself acting independently of his wishes and questioning her own allegiance. If she hopes to escape Arobin's clutches, Selena will have to put her faith in her wits and her blade, knowing that if she fails, she'll lose not just a chance at freedom, but her life. I'm only 4 chapters in. I think that I'm really gonna like this. I'm excited. I don't even know when I finished Heir of Fire. I think that was in like July maybe, so it's been a little bit since I picked it up, but it is the fall, so I feel like fantasy really is like a big thing for me during the fall and winter, so I'm hoping, really hoping to finish this book series by the end of the year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I am definitely going to try like hell. I think honestly what is holding me back, that although that I love doing these videos and doing the reading vlog, especially for a series this giant, I do unfortunately think that that is what is slowing me down. I already started. I have committed to it, so there's no stopping now. So starting off, I did read earlier, so obviously that's why this is here. So let me pull up my notes. I have a whole Notion page dedicated. That doesn't even look like anything. A whole Notion page dedicated to it. So I've kind of organized it like that, which you can kind of see it with each story and then little notes underneath. So I am on story number 1, which is The Assassin and the Pirate Lord. So this is where we start out, and no one knows who Selena is or who Selena is or what she looks like. They know her name, but that's it. Also that she is female. She is technically above Sam, so obviously we're hearing about Sam this entire time. Oh, Sam this, blah blah blah. We know Sam is dead. But here we're actually meeting Sam and seeing how they are together, so I'm excited to see just them all together here. She is above him when in the Assassin's Guild, like she's better. He never beats her at anything. So again, I'm on chapter 4. Arobin has sent Sam and Selena to the Pirate King, and she thought that they were being sent there for the assassins that the pirates had killed, but it really wasn't that. When the Pirate King, Pirate Lord, opened up the thing, it was about slave trades. So Selena's like, why would he send us here for that, blah blah blah. So as you can see on the back, Arobin is sending her on missions that to her, like, what the heck. So we're already seeing how she's kind of with him. I don't know, I am excited. I feel like I want to get back into the series and not fall off again. After this, I have no idea which one's next. I believe it's Queen of Shadows, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I'm nervous for the tandem read, I will tell you that. But that's not about this one, so let's read a little bit right now. us kind of that her and Sam were together, or at least in love or something like that. However, he wants to pretend like he hates her so bad, but when she's over here mentioning the pirate lord, like, oh yeah, he's handsome or whatever, like pretending to be interested so that she didn't reveal her actual plan, he was so mad. So mad. Right now I am on chapter 7 and she's freeing all the slaves from the ship. I think they're in the ship, or they're not on the ship yet, but she's freeing all of them, and they're like, who are you? And she's like, a friend. Unlock everyone and don't leave this room. She has a heart. She does. I like being able to see the Selena before the first Throne of Glass book. I feel like I am only recording at my desk or in my bed, so unfortunately we are in my bed and I am giving you an update on the Assassin's Blade. So last time I talked, or last time you saw me, I was in the middle of the first one, which is the Assassin and the Pirate Lord. It was kind of at the end. So she was talking to the Pirate Lord. It was right when she got caught. And he said, why go through all this trouble for the slaves? And Selena said, because if we don't fight for them, who will? And if that doesn't kind of show her character exactly, I don't know what does. And I just like that quote, so I wanted to point that out. And then I also thought it was funny that she completely disabled the Pirate King and made him sign documents that he will never sell slaves ever again. I don't know why. I found it funny that not only did she steal all the slaves from him, ruin the entire trade, and beat him in a fight, but she's like, oh, and by the way, you're going to sign this document too. Like, and if not, like, I'll just forge your name because I stole the thing off of your desk. And I was like, why do I love her? I love her. And then the whole thing with thinking that Sam was going to die, you can see how it's kind of progressing, and obviously, like I've said earlier in this video, we know that they end up getting together, and that he ends up dying. However, you kind of see how they actually didn't really like each other at first, and then now she was so happy to find him, and she was like looking through the rubble, and then he's like standing there like, hey! So I thought that was interesting. The next story was The Assassin and the Healer, which actually I finished in one sitting. It wasn't too long. I feel like it was only like, could be wrong, like maybe like 80 pages, if that. What was it? It was from page 79 to 116. I don't know how many pages that is off the top of my head. Hey Siri.
79 minus 116.
It's not 80 pages. So after that, I read The Assassin and the Healer, which I actually read in one sitting. It was pretty short. It was only about 37 pages. So I have all of my notes from that. If you didn't see, like, I know it was 2 back-to-back clips of me sitting at my desk and reading. However, they were on 2 different days. So I have just a few notes here. So after she ruined the whole slave trade, Selena got beat by, I don't know the name, Arabin, and she was sent to train with someone for a month as punishment. And she was staying at this inn while she was passing through, and this is where she meets Wyrene Towers, name whatever. She is working as I believe they called her a barmaid. So she's also a healer, and she was working there in order to save money to go to Torre Kisme, which is a place for healers and physicians, is where, like, she wanted to go. Her mom passed, blah, 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 like that whole thing. And then she ended up just staying there for about a year. Also, side note about her, I hope that we get to see her again. There has to be a reason why the novella is a thing, like all the characters and all the different situations that we're seeing Selena go through before the actual first Throne of Glass book. Like, they're gonna have to make a reappearance soon, and there must be a reason why people are saying to read this. What is it, fourth? Yeah, fourth. That I think that these people are gonna come back, but I really liked this girl, Wyrene, or however you say it. I thought that she was great, so I'm super excited to hopefully see her again. She's almost hurt in the alley after work, but Selena saves her and then teaches her self-defense. And then she stole money from someone that she killed, and she left the money to Wyrene so that she could get out there and do what she wants to do and go to Torre Kisme, however you say it, and get out of here, like, yeah. So I thought that was good. The next one is The Assassin and the Desert. It's So we're kind of just seeing, I'm sure this book ends with, obviously, I think we're going to see Sam die in this book, which is going to kill me. But we're so excited. I think that The Assassin in the Desert is a little bit longer. 117 to 227, so that's 110 pages. But I'm going to start reading now. Again, we're reading in my bed after work, so let's get reading. I am really liking it so far. I like that it's little novellas. I feel like I'm able to get through it a little bit faster. I don't know if it's because they're just like short. It's obviously not one continuous story, but it is at the same time. I don't know what it is about it. There being chapters and then like little novellas throughout it. I like the setup of this, but that's a side comment that doesn't really matter. But yeah. She was sent to train with the silent assassins to learn obedience and discipline. In the height of summer in the Red Desert was what he'd failed to add. It was a punishment. I wonder what he has Sam doing. She was questioning running away too. I didn't mention that before. She was like, whatever, let me just go start my own thing and then I'll send for Sam. But I don't think they mentioned anything about Sam. Like, he beat her and then is sending her to do this. So, I wonder what happened there. Reading, but I haven't been recording because, like I said last time, I really only read at my desk or in bed at night. So you know what? What's the point of showing you the same exact clip 12 billion times when I'm picking up this book? So I'm in a different location reading today, so I figured let's take advantage of this. Let me give you an update on what I've been reading and let's read together for a little bit. So I have all of my notes here on what I've been reading. So I started The Assassin in the Desert, where Selena was being sent to the desert so that she can train with this guy to prove herself. And this guy, I forget his name, but they call him the Master. And to prove herself, two of the Masters, she had to fight off 4 men. And then she met her roommate, Ansel of Briarcliff. She was talking about how she's from the Wastelands and she's been there since she was 13, but she's 18 now. But she never got to train with the Master. She was never chosen. Her father is a Lord of Briarcliff. We also met a couple of other characters. Mikal, which is Ansel's boyfriend, the Master's son, whose name I do not know how to pronounce. And then we also met Lord Beric, who rules Xandria and hates the silent assassins in the desert. He thinks that he rules that part too, but he doesn't, and he always tries to kill them. So Ansel had been telling her about the Iron Teeth Witches, and obviously since we read the other books first, not this as a prologue as it was the other option to do so, we know about the Iron Teeth Witches already, but it was interesting to see how long she has known about them. So Ansel met with Lord Beric. So she told Selena to stay, and Selena just kind of like shopped around, and she met a merchant that was selling spider silk, who gave 20 years of his life for it, and he wanted Selena to go kill the spider so that he could get his years back. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna come in at some point. I don't know the names of the other. Let's look at the names of the other ones. The Assassin in the Underworld and the Assassin in the Empire. So I don't know if that's going to be happening within this prologue where she's doing that, or if that's going to be in the upcoming books, or if we're going to meet this guy again, whatever, but it's there for a reason. We also found out that Ansel lied about why she was there, and that she said that Lord Locke had taken over the kingdom and killed her sister and father. And then when she like hid and ran away, she found a camp with an Iron Tooth Witch who gave her the money, and she's now on a mission to train and take back her kingdom. So I think we're going to see her again in the upcoming books. Also, Selena had lied about stealing the horses, which is something that Ansel did when they were running away after she met the people with the guy with the spider silk and everything. Ansel was meeting with Lord Beric at that time, so they stole horses and they ran back so that they didn't have to walk all the way back. And when the Master had found out about this and was obviously very angry, even though he's silent and doesn't say anything, Selena had lied and said that it was her idea, and I guess the Master liked this because he completely he decided to start training her. So that's kind of all I'm at. The training did start, and it's just consisting of her observing animal behavior and stuff like that. So she's not really actually fighting. She's just learning to be silent. I don't know. We're on chapter 8, page 189. We're just going to read for a little bit, and I'll update you as I go. We're about halfway. It's taking me a little bit, but it takes me a little bit to read my books when I'm doing reading vlogs, so I think I'm just going to blame it on that. But let's read it. Ansel's like freaking out on Selena because she's all like butthurt that the master is training Selena, not her. So now they're like going back and forth like, well, I don't have a name to just like flaunt around like that, and the only reason I started seeing Mickle was to get extra attention during lessons or whatever, and she's just like pissed off. But I mean, like, where did that even come from? Not Ansel literally poisoning Selena. I mean, of course, why? You're an assassin. How do you not know these things? How do you not pay attention? Probably working with Lord Barrick. They were talking about that somewhere earlier on, like how some of the people there, they think they have an inn or something like that. But what? Ansel left her a note that apparently the master had given the stamp of approval, wrote the letter to Selena's master like she was supposed to, or like she was supposed to get. But it's like weird. They were like, okay, master wants you out now. Like, and Selena's all confused, like, what did I do? And then when she was leaving, because she's like, okay, peace, if you're gonna do that, she saw Lord Barrick and all his men like marching towards the castle. So she's highly confused right now. Like, that's weird. That's different. Like, normally it's not vicious attacks like this. It's always small things. So everything about this is just honestly very weird. I knew that Ansel had something to do with Lord Barrick and like being involved with him and helping him somehow, because Selena just opened up the letter of approval and it was blank, which means that Ansel definitely stole the seal and had put it on that to get her out of there, because she knew that this attack was going to happen, because she probably planned it with him, and now they're all going to die. She sent away the greatest assassin, and now, oh my god, I'm not surprised. Never mind. You know, earlier on, I think when I was just sitting here, I was talking about how I hope that we see Ansel again. Well, I really hope that we don't. I hope that after this little story is over, we never talk to her ever again. Now Selena's on her way back to go protect everybody, so she's running with her horse. Oh my gosh. It's not much longer. 2:25, I'm on 2:09. Oh no. Oh no. Well, since she like wrongly got the letter of approval before, she's definitely going to get it now. You know when you get so excited to read something that your eyes like jump over? I'm like basically covering the other page so that I don't ruin anything for myself, because Ansel and Selena are fighting right now because she just like ran in and Ansel's trying to cut off the master's head to prove to Lord Barrick, to prove her like worth or whatever to Lord Barrick, and get him to give her like all these troops so that she can go take back her kingdom. And Selena's like, not happening. So all the noise that's happening in the kitchen, Jake's cooking right now, and I just want to be down here while he's cooking. And yeah, we're just gonna deal with it, because I'm not gonna make him stop, and I'm not gonna wait for it to be quiet to talk. So we're dealing with it. No. Why is she letting her go? I don't understand Selena in this case. Like, this girl's clearly an issue. Why not just kill her? Why are we letting her run away? Just like, you have 20 minutes. No, how about you have 0 minutes and you're done? So I just finished that story, completely done with that. Obviously, she fired at Ansel after 21 minutes when she said she was going to do it after 20, so she technically waited because it landed right behind the horse's hooves, and she would have gotten killed if that happened. However, she waited longer than she should have. Whatever. Then the master started talking. Obviously, he's the silent master, so he does not speak. Everyone thought that he took a vow of silence, and he's over here telling Selena, like, no, I just choose to be silent all of the time. He also knows that he knew all about Ansel. He hadn't been in the dark. He just didn't want to talk to her about it. He was hoping that years and years of being in there that she would trust him to be able to talk to him. Probably good that he never trained her, because then she wouldn't have saw that move that Selena had done on her, or she would have seen that move coming. He wrote her the letter of, what was it called? The letter of, where is it? I don't know where it is. I forget what the letter's called. Oh, the letter of recommendation, and how she was great and whatever the heck. So he gave that to her, and then he was talking to her about how there will always be a home for her here if you ever decide to leave the North. I'm sure my son would be really happy if you were here too, blah, blah, blah. By the way, son lived. He's okay. And he knows that she is indentured to her master in the North, Arobin, or however you say his name. And he's saying, I know that you still owe him a good deal of money before you were free to live your own life. He's making you pay back a fortune that he forced you to borrow. And he's saying like, okay, well, I'm gonna have these guys go with you when you go. And she's like, well, why? And says, because they will be needed to drive the wagon. I know that you're indentured to them, blah, 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 blah. For saving my life and sparing hers, he flipped open the lid of a trunk, then another and another, and sunlight gleamed on the golden side, reflecting the room like light on water. So he's basically like giving her the opportunity to get out of there and hopefully come to him, but obviously we know that never happens. So we're moving on to the next one, which is The Assassin and the Underworld. I have some notes here. I've been reading, obviously, still The Assassin's Blade. I am on The Assassin and the Underworld. So let me pull up my notes. I'm on chapter 2. Just something that has happened. Wrong thing. I do all of my notes in Notion. I should do a Notion tour one day, because honestly, my Notion is insane. To me, it's insane. So she came back, and then Arobin is offering her a mission, and then she runs into Sam in the hallway. Love how much we're mentioning Sam. I hope that the next few books or stories are about Sam. And he's with Lysandra, and I don't like her. She obviously does not like Selena either, and Selena slams her door. That's all that's really happened so far. We're only on chapter 2, but I am excited for how much we're probably going to see Sam, although I know how much it's going to upset me because I know what happens with Sam. So we're gonna keep reading. We're gonna suffer through this together. I'm pulling up the book. Where is it? The Assassin's Blade. Got it. So I thought I'd check in because I just read something in this book that is absolutely putting me through the ringer. So let's pick back up and tell you some of the things that I have read and taken notes of when I haven't had the camera on. So I am on The Assassin and the Underworld, and my next comment is in all capital letters: Sam forgave Arobin if he promised not to lay a hand on Selena, and honestly that made me, I was like, oh, I love him. Page 264, he told her that he missed her this summer, and I was like, I love you so much. I love Sam. Next, he also gifted her sheet music from the show that she was crying at, and now I'm crying. Next, then she was spying, like she was doing her whole mission. Sam said he couldn't go with her because he was assigned to go with Lysandra, those people, and the guards had got her, and then they tried to drown her in the sewer, and Sam, my love of course, had saved her and pulled her out of the sewer. And then next, they're talking, and she had bought her freedom from Arobin. Like she gave him the coins and everything, and was like, I'll still work for you, but like I don't owe you anything. And then now this is the part that's getting me through the ringer. This is the part that's making me cry. She's talking to Sam, and now you paid off the debt and I'm leaving, like I feel no reason to be here. And he's going, you'll be fine without me, you always have been. And she's like, how can I convince you to stay? She's like, what, do you want me to beg, blah 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 blah. And then she goes, but why can't you let it go? And he was like saying that he was gonna hurt Arobin if he ever hurt her again, and blah 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 blah, whatever. And she goes, but why? Why can't you let it go? He grabbed her shoulders and shook her. Because I love you. If I could, like, I loved that. Like, grabbing her, like, how can you not see this? Yeah. Her mouth fell open. I love you, he repeated, shaking her again. I have for years. And he hurt you and made me watch because he's always known how I feel. If I asked you to pick, you choose Arabin, and I can't take it. The only sounds were their breathing, an uneven beat against the rushing of the sewer river. You're a damned idiot, she breathed. You're a moron and an ass and a damned idiot. But she went on and grasped both sides of his face, because I'd pick you, and then she kissed him. And I was like, someone get me my camera, because I wish that you had been able to see my reaction to that, because I closed the book, through the book, was like sitting here like rocking back and forth, like I knew that they were getting together. Like, I knew that she loved him. We have known this from the other book. She always mentions Sam. And we know what happens to Sam. However, Sam, like, I'm really happy that this is a thing. Because I love being able to see Selena before all those other books where she's, like, this. Like, she was rough before. Like, in these books, like, she's gone through a lot and everything. But the other books, like, she's rough. And we know why. But I love to see her, like, soft, if that makes sense. I'm on chapter 10, page 313. I don't know when I'm going to finish this book. I'm trying to finish it this week because I have a lot of other reading to do for videos, and I've been very behind, but there are only 12 chapters, so I probably will finish this one tonight now, and then maybe try and finish this tomorrow. I feel like that's not too much to be able to read in a day. There are 435, so I have about like 120-ish pages left. It's not too bad, so let's read for a little bit longer, vlog for a little bit, and then this one is going to be done, and then I pick up Queen of Shadows. I believe it's Queen of Shadows, so let's read. In the silence of her bedroom, she swore an oath to the moonlight that if Sam were her, no force in the world would hold her back from slaughtering everyone possible. Don't worry, Selena. We know. So she killed Donovan like she was hired to do. When he came in, she already had the papers from the floorboard, and she jumped out and killed him. And then the stranger that he was in the room with ran away, and then she ran into Philip in the hallway, and he's like, did Leifer, whatever her name is, hire you? And he's like, you had no idea what you just did. And I feel like Arabin and her lied to Selena about what she was hired to do, or why she was hired to do that. Like, the documents, she read the documents, she knows what they were and how they were showing safe houses and stuff like that, but maybe he really was trying to help, or Philip's just stupid, or Philip's just trying to say that, I don't know, but I feel like Arabin lied to her. Now that I know so much more, I feel like he lied. I don't know. Is this when they, like, take Sam? Because I forget how Sam dies, but I know that he's, like, tortured, but I don't remember by who. Something was wrong, something was off. No one told her these documents would be this extensive, this damning to the people they listed. There's one more chapter, and it's a short chapter. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Arabin lied, obviously. We're not, whatever. So him and Leifer, whatever, stupid name, they're working together, right? So now Leif is blackmailing all the people on the list, whatever. And then she sold her horse to Leif. I think it was Leif. Yep, to Leifer, whatever her name. to pay off Sam's debt. And he's like, she's like, at this moment, Sam's debt to you is paid from right now until forever. He's a free man. And I suppose it's a good thing, because I spent all the money you gave me when I was at Lysandra's bidding last night. My vault feels a little empty because of it. It took a moment for the words to sink in. The money she had sacrificed so much to get, he used it to win Lysandra's bidding. Disgusting. He is a disgusting, disgusting man. Are we surprised? No. And she's like, you know what? I'm moving out. Remember the whole apartment that she has? Yeah. She's like, I purchased an apartment. I'm moving out there today. And he's like, okay. Come visit sometime, will you? I want to punch him in the throat. I'm getting so mad. Why did you do it? Arabin shrugged again. Why shouldn't I enjoy Lysandra after all these years of investing in her career? And why do you care what I do with my money? From what I've heard, you have Sam now. Both of you are free of me. I hate him. I hate him. Like, oh my god, why is he so... And here's Lysandra standing out in the hallway, and she goes, you've probably already heard, but I went for a record price. Thank you for that. Rest assured that your gold went a long, long way. And she, like, threw a dagger at her. Not to, like, kill her, but just to scare her. She's like, girl, shut up. I'm so mad. Oh my god, I'm so mad. He goes, I love Sam. He goes, I've sort of just left my belongings in your main room. Is that alright? She's like, we'll find space. You're good. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. He goes, I love you. And from today onward, I want to never be separated from you. Wherever you go, I go. Even if it means going to hell itself, wherever you are, that's where I want to be forever. I don't know, Sam. I don't feel like that's gonna happen. It's really depressing. Last line of this chapter, this section of the book, is beyond them, the sun set over the capital, turning the world into crimson light and shadows. And then we're on to the assassin and the empire. We have, so it's going to be 337 to 435, so I have a little bit less. I have 98 pages to go. This is probably going to be one of my final updates unless I am reading things in here, because I'm determined to finish this book right here and right now. I have some notes. I'm reading The Assassin and the Empire. It is the last story in here. Currently I am on chapter 5, but I'm looking over here on Notion at my notes. I don't know if I had mentioned this, but the things that have been happening so far are Sam is fighting for money, and then now they're living in her apartment. I think that I mentioned that, or her house. Now I'm pretty sure it's an apartment. And they got a job to kill Iowan Jane and Rourke Farron. And it's going to pay a lot of money, so now they can pay back the guild and they can leave. Arabin had broken into her house and was like, yo, don't do this, even though even I wouldn't take them on. Like, Selena didn't even know, like, how he knew that this was happening, but of course it's him, so of course he found out. And then he told her that he loved her. And she was like, get out of my home. I was like, yes, Selena, yes. And then she was talking to Sam, and he said, I am Sam Cortland, and I will not be afraid. And I guess that's where that came from, where she was like, I am Aelin, whatever, and I will not bow down. Like, that has been said a couple of times, so now we know where it comes from, so that's really interesting. Like I said, I am on chapter 5, which is page 379. There are only 435 pages left, so I don't have that much longer. It's literally so short. I feel like I've been reading this for almost a month now, which is crazy, but whatever. I am determined to finish it right here, right now, so let's get reading. So, as far as I can remember, Sam had been, like, tortured and killed, and then she got taken away to the slave camp. We know now that these are the people that are going to do it, but I'm so scared. Like, I just don't want to get there. Like, I'm holding myself back from reading because I don't want to know. I just would love if I could, like, never pick up the books again and be able to just see her happy with Sam, and that's it. I would love that. Love it. So Sam left to go kill Farron, the second in command. If I'm saying his name wrong, I apologize. And he's like, hey, pack this, blah, 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 whatever. We're leaving the continent. Like, we're getting out of here. And then they're going back and forth because she never told him that Arabin came to visit and kind of convinced them not to do this. Arabin had told Sam about her past and like where he found her and whatever, and he's like, but I don't care, so whatever, like we're leaving, we're getting out of here, we're not going to be around you anymore. She kind of just doesn't want to pack. She feels like it's weird. She's like, I know he wants to do this all by himself, but something is just weird, whatever. And then now, this is just like a funny quote that I saw. She'd have to leave her furniture and most of her shoes behind for now, but there was no way in hell she was going to move to the southern continent without all of her books. Because, same. Sam isn't coming home, is he? Sam isn't coming home. He'll be home any minute. Any minute. No, he's not gonna be home. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Arabin Hamill was sitting on her couch. I'm sorry. The silence struck. No. I know it's gonna happen, but no. I don't want to read anymore. I quit. I have like 40 pages left. They left Sam on the front steps of the keep because they thought he was still living there, and they left him as a message. And she's like, show me his body. And he's like, no, you don't want to see it. I'm gonna cry. I feel like and that can't be the end of it. There's 40 pages left. There's no way. Like, I know she's gonna go get them because how dare you do that to her, Sam. However, I don't know if he's lying. I don't know. No, he's not lying. I'm gonna cry. I'm like literally just, I'm gonna cry. I don't want to read this book anymore. She's looking at him and she's like, Farron had taken his time. This was some dream, or she had gone to hell after all, because she couldn't exist in the world where this had been done to him. Where she paced like an idiot all night while he suffered. While Farron tortured him while he ripped his eyes. He was dead, Sam was dead. No! Like, you know, it's not comparable at all, honestly, because they're so drastically different. But, like, for instance, the first thing that comes to mind is 1,000 Boy Kisses. Like, you know what's going to happen, but it doesn't hurt any less at all. That's so sad. I hope she hurts him so bad. She didn't want to go into a world where he didn't exist, so she watched the light shift and change and let the world pass by without her. Now everyone at the keep is planning on, like, okay, now we're going to retaliate. They're going to expect retaliation, but, like, we're going to get them for doing this to Sam. They used some type of gas, and now she's just like sitting there paralyzed. And someone had betrayed her, so the whole thing was that they were going to kill Sam, then she was going to go berserk and break in here, and then apparently she killed Jane, or however you say his name, but really it was Farron who did that so that he could take the place, and now he's going to hand her over to the king. So she's like, Wesley had tried to warn her, but she like literally killed him. And she's trying to figure out who had ratted her out, and she's like, there's no way it's Arabin, like there's no possible way. Maybe it was, where's that guy's name, Harding, the assassin who had been talking about the window and basically gave her all the details. Maybe it's him. She doesn't want to think about the alternative, and now he's going to torture Selena. She's in a royal dungeon. Okay. Oh, so she didn't kill Wesley. I thought she killed Wesley, sorry. Her very first. My name is Selena Sarduthian, and I will not be afraid. Selena Sarduthian lifted her head and walked into the salt mines of Andover, or however you say it. What? I need a second, and then we are going to gather our thoughts. We're going to have a quick chat on what I thought, and then I'm going to go stare at the wall for a little bit, because Sam. I gotta admit that although I love all of the books and they're all great in their own ways, I feel like this one is very easily a favorite because I love being able to see who she was before the first book. I like that I know now so much more because I read this fourth. I feel like if I read this first, I'd be like, okay, like I have no connection to these people, blah, blah, blah. Like probably still to Sam, but I feel like I had such a better understanding of who they were together because I read this fourth and how it affected her and everything like that. Like, so many things make so much more sense to me because I read this fourth. So I'm really happy with the order in which I read it. My favorite stories were probably the last three. So what is that? We have, like, they were all interesting, but the Assassin in the Desert was really good. Same with the Assassin in the Underworld, and then obviously the Assassin in the Empire. We know now that Arabin had ratted her out because he's a rat and I hate him. And then, not really ratted her out, but he is a rat and he set her up. That's what I meant to say. So he's a rat, I hate him, he set her up, which I kind of assumed but was hoping not, and she was hoping not. So I hope when she finds him in one of these next few books that he has to pay his debt for what he did to Sam. I thought this was really good. I absolutely loved it. I'm excited for Queen of Shadows, and then I believe after Queen of Shadows it's the tandem read. I could be wrong. With Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. Scared. So scared. If I had to rate this, I think I'd rate it like, I'd say between like a 4.5, 5, because again, it took me so long to get through. Almost like nearly a month. It was just crazy. But I loved it, and I feel like it is so important to the story to read these things. Like, even, I don't think I never would have been able to read them. I don't know if people even do skip it. Do people skip this book? If they do, they shouldn't. It really sets you up. I'm excited to see all the characters that we met through here from her before, eventually again later, and it's crazy that the king here, I believe, or at least had an inkling, I don't remember. It's been so long in between all of these books that I'm reading them, that he knew who she was. Did he know who she was? They're all gonna come back and I'm so scared. There's a reason that people either want you to read this first or fourth, so I feel like so much is about to change, so much is about to go down because we're introduced to all these characters. Again, if you read it fourth like me, that Queen of Shadows is going to be absolutely crazy with all of these characters. There's a reason you have to read this and then that. So that brings this video to an end. I'm freaking out. I feel like I want to go pick up the next book immediately, but at the same time, I just don't want to wear myself out. So we're gonna end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you liked it, and I will see you, if you're continuing on with all of these books, I will see you in the reading vlog for Queen of Shadows. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye.